How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Something Casual Sports, and today we are going through my predictions for the main card of UFC 329, McGregor versus Holloway 2. Starting off this main card, we've got King Green versus Terrence McKinney. My first prediction for this fight is that it will not go to a decision. Hell, it might not even go to the second round. McKinney has never gone to a decision, and King Green right now is on a 3-fight win streak. This fight is the pinnacle of inconsistent fighters. We've got showings of King Green being amazing and then showings of him not being so great. Same with McKinney. Highlight reel knockouts, also being on the receiving end of highlight reel knockouts. This fight's kind of a toss-up, but right now I think King Green rides that win streak, and I think he just gets it done with his overwhelming experience and knocks out McKinney in the late first round, maybe early second round. Moving into our second fight, we've got Kavanaugh versus Royval. I think this has the potential to be the fight of the night for sure. I think this is going to be a brutal striking match, with my prediction being a knockout in the mid to late third round. Now, as far as who's getting knocked out, I think it's Royval. We've seen in the past Royval's had a lot of issues using his range, which should be an overwhelming plus on his end, but he'll let people get inside of him. He'll turn this into a dogfight. And with Kavanaugh's striking ability and knockout power, I think that's going to end up being his biggest downfall. I think Kavanaugh is going to use that lack of range that Royval has really early on and get in the inside, and I think he's going to beat him up for 2.5 rounds, maybe 3 rounds. If it does go to a decision, I expect Royval to look really beaten up and battered by the end of this. Up next, we've got Sandhagen versus Batista. I think this is the hardest fight on the card to judge on who's going to win, but I have to make a prediction. I have to take a guess. I'm going to lean Sandhagen. Both of these fighters are really well-rounded. Both of these fighters are very smart, very technical, and they can both make adjustments in between rounds and on the fly. But I think what is going to get Sandhagen the win is going to be his experience with more skilled opponents, and I think his overall well-roundedness is just a slightly bit better than Batista's. I also think that this is a must-win for Sandhagen when it comes to going for another title shot. He's been so close, yet so far away so many times. I think this is his last push, and I think he's really going to want this fight just a little bit more than Batista. Coming up next, we've got our co-main event. We've got Benoit Saint-Denis taking on Paddy Pimblett. This is a huge lightweight fight with a lot of title implications at stake here. With Benoit Saint-Denis, he's had his ups, he's had his downs. This is a perfect opportunity for him to rally back and start making a climb towards that title. With Paddy Pimblett looking to bounce back as well, really make a shot at that title run. Or if he wins, if he doesn't fight Gaethje for the title, maybe he gets a crack at Ilya finally. I know he's been wanting that one. He won't shut up about it. This is another tough fight to call. My head says Saint Denis, but my heart says Paddy, and I'm going to go with my heart on this one. I really want Paddy to win. Paddy seems a lot more focused and locked in during this camp. I hope that's not all just for the camera. I think he's going to, outlast Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's just going to, get beat up, go with the Rocky method, take his shots, but I think he's eventually going to wear him down. And we're going to see if Scousers really don't get knocked out. I don't think Benoit Saint-Denis can put him away. I think Paddy outlasts him and ends up getting a narrow split decision victory or a unanimous decision victory, but not a big gapped one. And finally, it is the main event fight, the fight we've all been waiting for. The Mac is back. Return of the Mac. Conor McGregor steps back into the octagon after his few-year layoff after his injury against Dustin Poirier, taking on Max Holloway at welterweight. This is the second time these two opponents have met, but last time they fought at 145 pounds so many years ago. Both fighters have changed drastically since the first time they met, and this fight's actually really hard to gauge for me. There's so many different factors at play when it comes to this fight. On one hand, Holloway's never fought at 170, whereas Conor's fought 3 times already at 170 pounds, going 2-1 in those fights. Conor can make that 170 weight. He looks good at 170 pounds. We've never seen Max at 170 pounds. But we know that when he does move up in weight, his power transfers well, and he still remains a very active fighter. Now, there's strengths and keys to victories for both of these fighters, and we're going to start with Conor. His biggest strength is, his strength. He can put a fight away at any point if he lands a good, clean shot, and unfortunately, Max's chin is starting to go. In his last 3 fights, I believe it is, he's touched the canvas, and that's something we've never seen of Max before. I think all the shots he's taken, all the damage he's accrued over his long UFC career is starting to catch up with him and wear his body down. If Conor has any shot of winning, it's definitely landing that good, clean punch and putting Max away. I think Conor seems more, how do I put this? focused than he has in his last few fights, less gimmicky, really just kind of secluding himself in training. His interviews seem like he's a lot more focused and ready to get back in the good graces of the UFC. Now, how much of that is true, I don't know. I hope it is all true, though. I want Max to fight the best version of Conor, and I want to see the best version of Conor in that octagon again. Now, for Max, his strengths are pretty obvious at this point. It's his pace of fighting. It is unrelenting. It's always in your face. He's constantly throwing combinations at you. He's not letting off the gas really at all. I wonder how going up to 170 is going to affect it. Obviously, he might slow a little. You might see him a little less active than you have at 155 and 145, but he's still going to be dangerous. And like we've seen when he moved from 145 to 155, he now has this amazing knockout power where he put Justin Gaethje away at the last second. I think if he has any chance of winning, it's just going to be being in Conor's face, not letting Conor set up combinations, get his footing. He's just going to be right in his face, putting the pressure on him, putting hands, feet, knees, elbows, everything he can in Conor, and just really, really suffocating him with his pace of fighting. And I think with all of that said, I'm going to lean with Max to win this fight. I think Conor sitting out for 3 years, obviously dealing with the injury, is going to hurt him. I think Max has been constantly active, fighting the best of the best at 145, 155, and now he's going to fight Conor at 170. I think this is going to be not an easy fight for Max, but he won't have the toughest time. I think he's just going to put the pace on Conor, and Conor's not going to have an answer for it. We've seen Conor get suffocated by really good boxing before with Dustin Poirier during his second fight and the third fight until, unfortunately, he snapped his leg. So yeah, I think Max gets it done. Conor obviously has a chance if he lands that good clean shot and puts Max away, because Max's chin is starting to go. But I'd put my money on Holloway for this fight. And that about wraps it up for me. Those are my predictions for UFC 329's main card. Let me know in the comments what you guys agree with, what you guys disagree with, and why. Make sure you like, comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on that Monday to upload a video of my reactions to UFC 329's card. And as always, we'll see you on the next Something Casual Sports.